Hello and thank you for watching TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Dan Monroe. At a ceremony in the Red Room of Cleveland City Hall, Mayor Frank Jackson administered the oath of office to Joy Perry, making her the new interim commissioner of Cleveland Public Power.
And I will faithfully, honestly,
and
impartially
discharge the duties of
interim commissioner of Cleveland Public Power to the Department of Public Utilities
of
the City of Cleveland, State of Ohio, during my continuance in said office.
in state office.
All right.
Thank you.
In her first remarks as interim commissioner, Ms. Perry thanked her friends, family, and colleagues for their support while reminiscing on her past 45 years at Cleveland Public Power, where she started as a meter reader.
I didn't think I was going to stay. I was walking down the street. I said, I wonder what that girl is doing. She says, a meter reader. I said, I could do that. I was working at Miles Standish Elementary School at that time. And the rest is history. And I enjoyed utilities. When I tell everyone, open a book and see what you have out there. There's careers that women have never thought about, and they're good in utilities. Thank you, and look forward to working with each of you in the next months ahead.
Everyone at TV20 would like to congratulate Ms. Perry on her new role as Cleveland Public Power's interim commissioner. The Cleveland Division of Police held a ceremony in City Council chambers to honor some of their own for their heroic work done during 2019. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson welcomed everyone to the event and congratulated those being honored.
One of the things I like most about the recognition ceremony is that the scenarios really demonstrate how police officers do their job, and they do their job in such a way that they handle very difficult situations, and they take a very volatile situation and they handle it in a way that could have been much worse but for your professionalism, your experience, and your training.
Safety Director Michael McGrath offered his own words of thanks to the honorees, and he said he understands the stress placed on them on a daily basis.
At any moment during their tour of duty, they could have to risk their lives, get involved in some very volatile situations, and most importantly, make some type of instantaneous decision, a decision that could impact their lives, your lives, their family lives, and the community that we serve's lives forever.
Among the many honorees that night was David Akoff, who was awarded the Citizen Award plaque for his role in subduing an armed and dangerous individual.
On April 15, 2019, Mr. David Akoff was among a group of people that were threatened by a male with a gun. As police arrived to investigate the incident, the male shot at both Mr. Akoff and other citizens that had gathered, then turned and fired at the investigating officers. When the suspect turned and fled, Mr. Akoff ran after him. After a short foot pursuit, Mr. Akoff tackled the male in the parking lot and held him there until responding officers caught up and arrested the male.
Everyone at TV20 would like to congratulate all the honorees and thank them for their service. 7 new paramedics recently joined the ranks of Cleveland's emergency medical service. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson administered the oath of office to the cadets at the ceremony in City Council chambers.
And will discharge the duties of my office with professionalism and character to the best of my knowledge and ability, providing quality care to all those in need. So help me God. Congratulations.
Council President Kevin Kelly congratulated the new paramedics and thanked them for answering the call to public service.
When people call you, when you are responding for a call for service, understand how important you are, and no matter how long you're on the job, understand that when they call you, you are the most important person in their life. You are the most important person on the planet to them in that moment.
Safety Director Michael McGrath spoke of the responsibility and rewards for being a paramedic.
Because each and every call that you go on, you're impacting somebody's life. It's not every fifth call, it's not every fourth call, it's every call. And you definitely make a difference and impact a person's life, their family's life, and maybe their friend's life forever. And I truly believe that is an awesome, awesome responsibility, rewards.
Afterwards, the paramedics were given their certificates and badges as they started their new careers with the city. A big congrats to the new paramedics, as everyone at TV20 wishes them the best on their new assignments. Police officers are the guardians of our city. They are here to protect and serve, so it's only right to honor them for their service and accomplishments. The City of Cleveland recently held an awards ceremony for the 2nd District and the members of the community who have contributed to and assisted the Cleveland Division of Police.
And I want to thank the officers of the 2nd District for giving me what I take for granted, and from what I understand, a lot of neighborhoods don't have. I want to thank you for living in a neighborhood where my child's friends ride their bikes over and knock on the door to see if she can come out and play, where I can open the door and let my kids play without worrying, that we have a neighborhood that I consider safe, and a place where I live in a neighborhood where I'm going to retire from, and I'm happy to raise my kids in there because I know that we live in a safe community, a thriving community, and it's thanks to the men and women in this room that is the case.
When I'm out there walking around talking to folks, people always thank me. Hey, Chief, thank you. You guys are doing a great job. And my response is, yes, they're doing a great job. Thank them. When you see a police officer out there, thank them. Because this division, I know I talk about this a lot, that I want us to be the best in the country, and I think we're getting there. I think we are really getting there. We're really close to being the best in the country. And I think every officer that wears this badge and this patch wants to be the same. So congratulations, family members. Thank you for loaning them to us. I know it's tough sometimes. There's a lot that goes on, a lot of conflicts with family schedules, but thank you guys for entrusting them to us. And we do everything possible to bring them home safe. So congratulations and thank you guys. Thank you.
Awards are presented for 3 different categories: the Special Commendation Award, Commander's Commendation Award, and Commander's Citizen Commendation Award.
Thank you so much, not only for the day-to-day that you do and the sacrifice, but for being a part of the bigger picture here in the city of Cleveland and being a critical part of that to ensure that we have safe and welcoming neighborhoods. So I want to thank you for that.
To those officers that weren't recognized today, for those officers that did something that they weren't recognized for, I want to tell you, thank you for what you did. Don't think we don't recognize what you do day in and day out. Don't think we don't appreciate what you do day in and day out. I can't give you any extra in your paycheck. I can't give you any extra days off. But what I can give you is my gratitude and my thanks. To those officers, thank you very much.
Senior year of high school can be one of the most stressful years of school, between homework, extracurricular activities, ACT and SAT tests, college applications, and senior dues. A student could easily become overwhelmed. Councilman Bashir Jones had a plan to help alleviate some of that stress for the final senior class of Martin Luther King Jr. High School by taking some of the financial stress off their shoulders. Ward 7 Councilman and MLK graduate Bashir Jones returned to his high school alma mater to surprise 43 graduating seniors by letting them know he would be taking care of their senior dues.
When you're a senior, you have, if you're like me, you took books out that you never gave back. You did certain things. So it entails that. It entails their senior trip. It entails yearbook dues, and it entails, I believe, college application, these type of things. All those things that we may look at as small, but it's really big, man, when you're 16, 17, 18 years old and don't have a job and your mom don't have, it could be a lot, man.
Councilman Joe told a story about one of the young ladies who had been reaching out to him. This would alleviate my burden, and he heard her, and he responded not just to her, but to all. That's huge, because the same stories that he heard, I've heard. Students coming back because they knew different things were coming up, and they knew because they hadn't had any dues paid, there was a payment plan. They were alleviated. They cannot go because they weren't able to pay that. And so because of Councilman Jones and Famico Foundation, that alleviated that. Everybody was able to participate in the first activity of the year for all of the seniors, their senior outing to Dave & Buster's yesterday. So it was a blessing to the families, and a blessing to our students. So we're ever so grateful.
It helped me out with a lot because I was still behind. So I'm thankful that he did pay for it.
Senior dues cover a variety of things from
Cap and gown, their pictures across the stage. You probably see some of the students with senior sweatshirts on. That was inclusive of those dues. They get their yearbook. Everything up under there is paid for, so we took care of it for them.
My mom, she passed away 9 years back from breast cancer. Imani is her name. And she taught me to give back, and you just never know what people are going through and what they're dealing with, and how just a little good could change their whole perspective of life. And if they didn't know before, they know now that somebody loves them.
The donation was made by the Famicos Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to neighborhood revitalization.
First of all, I had to scratch my head to say, how do we do this? It is not a request that usually comes our way, but then when I realized that it's about education, it's about children, I had to figure out a way to do it, and we did.
Yeah, I'm real happy that it's going away. All I do is just got to focus on my school and graduate.
You're watching TV20 News. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Dan Monroe. Applications are being accepted for the 2020 Exterior Paint Program, which provides paint and materials to homeowners for the exterior of their homes. Homeowners, as well as tenants who meet income guideline requirements, may submit an application for the program. Funds cover the cost up to $1,500 for owner-occupants and $750 for tenants in paint and materials. Labor is not included. Applications must be received by the deadline of February 28, 2020. For more information and to access the forms, visit the City of Cleveland's website at cleveland-oh.gov. When first responders come to your home in an emergency, time is of the essence and you may not be able to give them all the information they are seeking. That's why you should get the File of Life. Through the Cleveland Department of Aging, the City of Cleveland is giving out this important information packet that you simply hang on your fridge through the packet's magnetic backing. Inside the packet is a record of personal and medical information for you to fill out. It asks for everything from your name and address to your insurance numbers, your doctor's name, and any emergency contacts. All valuable information for the first responder. The File of Life also comes in Spanish and traditional Chinese versions as well. You can get your File of Life today by calling the Cleveland Department of Aging at 216-664-2833 or by emailing them at aging@city.cleveland.oh.us. The Legal Aid Society held their 114th annual Report to the Community at the Hilton downtown.
One of the strengths of the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland has always been our consistency. You can call it our first-class quality control. Whatever year it is, we have helped thousands of our neighbors across our 5 counties who live on little money and carry little clout to better their lives.
The lawyers in the society offered their services pro bono to those in need who could use them.
Nearly 17,000 people were impacted by our cases last year, and we saved our clients a breathtaking $10.3 million. In addition to our direct client work, this has been a landmark year for important community change, with legal aid at the forefront every step of the way.
At the luncheon, awards were presented to those who went above and beyond in making a strong impact on the community during the year. The Society's highest honor went to the City of Cleveland and the offices of Mayor Frank Jackson and Cleveland City Council, as they were presented the Lewis Stokes Paragon Award.
We present the Lewis Stokes Paragon Award in recognition of Cleveland's bold steps in 2019 to create a more just and equitable community. The recent passage and implementation of legislation to create a lead-safe Cleveland and establish a right to counsel and housing court mark Cleveland as a leader for justice, not only in Northeast Ohio, but nationwide.
For more information on the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland, visit their website at lasclev.org. Stanley Eng played a vital role in shaping Cleveland's Asia town into what it is today. After his passing, the City of Cleveland looks to permanently memorialize him.
I've already mentioned how Mr. Eng led as a role model. He volunteered his services. He cared for this community. This is what we should all do. We should reach out. We should love our neighbors, because that is the Stanley Eng way.
There's an Egyptian quote that says, "We suffer two deaths. The first death is the physical death. The second death is when the last person that you've impacted passes away." So we don't want Mr. Eng's name to ever not be mentioned. Even if you're saying, what's the direction to Asian Plaza, you're gonna have to say, well, you know, Stanley Eng, you know, you gotta make it right on Stanley Eng. Then forever, Mr. Eng's name will live, not only in the hearts of the people he impacted, but also in the heart of Cleveland.
I would like to present this proclamation to his family from Cuyahoga County government to recognize his great works for his seniors, for his community, and for his Christian brotherhood that we all heard about today.
Stanley Eng Way can be found at the corner of East 30th and Waring, forever commemorating his life's work. Members of the Whitehaven Theater Group had a special meet and greet with Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson.
Whitehaven is a transitional and treatment program for folks who are homeless, who are coming out of prison, or recovering from opioid use disorder. So it's a 250-bed shelter for folks who are seeking to recover.
For the past 21 years, Whitehaven has teamed up with the Cleveland Public Theater to produce a play written and starring the men of Whitehaven.
It's one of our signature events. We have 15 folks from our program that work with the magicians at Cleveland Public Theater, come up with the original play and then perform it both at Cleveland Public Theater and all over the city. And one night during the performance, we have a benefit, and Mayor Jackson always joins us and invites the cast over to his office for a celebratory lunch after the play.
And so this is the day the cast stops by to pose for photos with the mayor and talk about the play and anything else that may cross their minds. Mayor Jackson is always interested with the play and how it comes about.
The participants kind of share their stories, their life stories, and then the folks at Cleveland Public Theater kind of help craft an original play kind of based on the themes from those stories. And then once they've kind of put together the story, then they have to pick parts, and then they have to memorize their lines and learn how to perform in front of a crowd.
For more information on Whitehaven, visit their website at clevelandymca.org/y-haven. The 9th Annual Girls Health Summit was set up to be a positive, educational, networking, and fun event for girls ages 10 to 17, centered around health with workshops for all participants.
We are here at Tri-C Metro Campus, and we're here to celebrate young ladies and help them to identify how they could reach their future. The theme for this year's summit is Why Not You Girl? And we are here to connect young ladies and their families to resources to get them where they need to go.
So I'm here today, most importantly, to spread awareness to girls that they could achieve their dreams. They can be whoever they want to be. They don't need nobody to tell them who they have to be. For example, I'm here to tell them that they should also write down their story. You know, a lot of stories are here today that should be heard out there in the world, because one story could get to many people.
Congresswoman Marcia Fudge serves as the honorary co-chair and has been an advocate for the summit for years.
With this theme of Girl, Why Not You, she just wanted to make sure that the girls were empowered and knew that no matter what, they had the ability to do whatever they set their mind to. Today we're focusing on health, but it's about health, it's about education. And in Congress, she likes to make sure that she's providing adequate funds for feeding programs, making sure that there's quality schools for every student to go to. So that was really the message, that you can do whatever you set your mind to and take it from there.
The attendees enjoyed a morning panel of women who talked about living a healthy life while being a leader and never giving up on their dreams.
So there are a lot of opportunities that are out there, like I said, that people don't take advantage of. Please be open to have conversations with all different type of people, because I swear they will have tips and knowledge and all type of stuff. And I also said that knowledge is very important. That's one thing that no one can take from you is your knowledge. So please, please, please stay educated. Another thing is stay motivated. If you start by doing something, please finish it. If that's what you're driven to do, please stay driven with it and motivated.
But we're just really giving them tools to just help them get to their future, help them to get to a better tomorrow. It's really important that we need to share resources in order to go to resources. So we do a lot of programming to really help connect these young ladies who might come from populations or communities without resources.
Cleveland City Hall was home to the second annual Public and Employee Service Awards. Marking another year of hard work by public employees, Cleveland City Hall opened its rotunda for an afternoon of festive celebration and commemoration. Attendees were treated to free food and drinks, along with a chance for staff to relax and kick their feet up. Unique service awards were handed out, honoring the months, years, or even decades of dedication put forth by City of Cleveland employees. To learn more about becoming a City of Cleveland employee or an intern, visit our website at cleveland-oh.gov/careers. Thanks for watching TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Dan Monroe. Stay tuned for Christian Patterson and his Inside Sports Report.